happy people. Tracy Reed here with day 14 of my December daily, and I am actually diving into the brand new Coco Daisy Silent Moon collection, which is the January collection, and actually might still be available today. To scrap this poster cover of the Taylor Swift Eras tour. I was not cool enough to get tickets to the Eras tour, and I didn't go see it in the movie theaters, but I finally got to watch it when it started streaming at home. My husband was so cute. I was on a business call, and then when I got off, he's like, I queued it up for you, and then we sat there and watched it for the whole 3 hours, and it was super cute and fun, and I sang along the whole time. So it had to be documented because it seems like I can't go a single December daily anymore without documenting something about Taylor Swift. Actually, I think the Midnight's album I documented in October daily. But I decided I wanted this poster to flip open, but I didn't want to actually bend the photo because I find that bending the photo doesn't really work that awesome for a hinge just because the way that the paper is. So what I'm doing is I cut out the center of this poster. I gave it a quarter inch border all the way around. Then I'm just adhering to this adorable paper that I love so much. I love the Silent Moon collection. It's one of like the astrology themed, well, not really astrology, but celestial themed collections that Coco Daisy seems to put out every year, which is always my favorite. And it matches this vibe, the Midnight's vibe, the Eras Tour vibe, really well. So one thing that I didn't think about is when I put this hinge down, um, which I'm doing with red line tape because it needs to be nice and sturdy. When I put it down and open it up, you can actually see the white hinge, and I don't know why I didn't think about it, but you can see the white hinge on the inside, which kind of it messed with my vibe a little bit. I was not real happy about it. And I could have reworked the page or how the page worked, but I chose to just problem solve instead. So, speaking of problem solving, man, that took forever to trim everything down, make sure everything fit perfectly, but I got there in the end. But I decided to problem solve instead. So when I do that, I decide to put on a paper on the back of my photo. Obviously, I was going to do that anyway, but it actually makes it all the way across with that hinge. You can see it is hinge length, and I thought that that would look better than just the plain white one that I'd have to cover up later. I end up covering it up anyway, but I thought it looked better. So I took this apart and used just the background paper instead of this cardstock hinge. So I'm just going to take it out, and actually it was still nice and sticky and not ruined, so I put it aside and I'll use it for something else, I'm sure. But now I have that whole hinge set up with the paper instead. I have my journaling printed on this beautiful journaling card, and then I have this every phase of your life teaches you how to grow, how to heal, and how to deal. I thought that that was perfect sentiment for the Eras Tour since it is about every phase of her, at least her singing life. So I'm mounting it over here on the back of the photo, and I'm going to do that with red line tape because I'm going to make it a pocket. My husband's been really into writing poetry lately, and he wrote a poem watching me watch this show that was super cute, so I'm going to put it in that pocket on one of the tags included in the collection. I want to use this circle punch to create a circle punch, a circle cutout, a half circle cutout for the flap. And then I decided to use the washi tape in the Traveler's Notebook collection to still cover up that hinge. I don't know. It was just really bothering me. And actually, I'm a little bit sad that what I had envisioned with this beautiful celestial paper, it mostly gets covered up. But you live and you learn. I'm going to use a lot of the rub-ons from both kits to add some detail and some interest to this pocket over here, as well as the tag. So I cut out all of the stars, and I actually cut out this watercolor splatter too, and so I'm going to use it in both places. I decided that I want to start with it in this corner over here, and then I will also put it up in the top corner, and the stars will go down as well. So fast forward a little bit because doing rub-ons is quite labor intensive and takes forever. And then I'm going to do the stars, not in a line like they have it here, but I just thought that was perfect for the theme as well. So this whole kit works so well with, especially Midnights, but the Eras Tour. So, okay, now I've got these down, and I'm going to add some to the tag before I print the journaling on it. I really like that half moon, but I couldn't make it work. But I'm going to take this moon phases and I'm going to put it on my tag. And then when I do that, I accidentally get a little bit of the top rub-on on there. So I just decided to go with it and put it on the top and the bottom on that tag. And it'll frame all that, all the words in the middle when I print the poem out. And then I decided to just, why not? Let's throw a dragonfly on there. I was looking at the rest of the rub-ons to see if there's anything else I wanted to add. And then I decided to get nice and crafty and use some embossing powder with the stamps included in both collections. I used both stamps all over this paper. So I'm adding it to the photo, and you gotta be real careful when you use the heat gun on your photo because it does crack a little bit if you get too close. Mine did in a couple places, but luckily the background is wild enough that you can't see it too much. No big deal. I struggled big time with where I wanted or how I wanted to put this journaling card in here because I was really struggling with not wanting to cover up that background too much and also just not really having a lot that I could do over there that wasn't just adding more paper. So I decided to just go ahead and put it down and add in some more of those embossed stamps. So I'm going to add some more of that gold embossing powder on the inside. We're going to use this diamond star cluster thing and a couple of the single stars. I thought maybe I would arch that floral moon around there, but I changed my mind. And I really like how the embossing powder kind of works its way. It melded the background and the foreground together in a way that I think it needed without adding more embellishment. It also mimics the rub-on stars that I have on the other side and of course the front cover. Last but not least, I added a 14 to the front. I did try to stamp the 14 directly on the photo, but for some reason the embossing powder just wouldn't stick very well, so it didn't come out. So I just put it on a label instead, and that's fine, no big deal. Last thing I'm going to do is I printed my husband's poem on clear sticker paper to just put it directly on that tag, and I'll add some string and call it good. So if you enjoyed this video, I'd love it if you give it a thumbs up. If you're new here, go ahead and subscribe. I'd love to have you. If you don't already, you can follow me over on Instagram. I'm at Tracy M. Reed. I'd love to see you over there as well. There is a link in the description box below that has all of the credits and the still images. I will see you next time. Thank you.